Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Oscar Buzz. If one of you wants to tell me what episode it is, I'll take it. Thomas, do you know what episode it is?
I have no idea, but I've been doing this show for a long time, so clearly we're doing something right, and I enjoy it. I hope you enjoy it. So it's always fun to talk Oscars, and
I
we've got
actually hate
a
it.
bit
I
to
need
talk
you
about.
to leave.
Yes,
Yeah, no, it's we don't care about episode numbers. It's fun. We do it. Um, yeah, Oscars. You just want to jump straight into it?
sure, let's do it. That's what the show's about. So feel
Yeah.
we should give the audience what they're clicking on for.
Let's not give a 10-minute preamble. So Thomas, how's your day been? All right, so let's just jump into some new releases. So I have I'll just touch on the three that I've seen that Thomas hasn't first, and then we can have our discussion on the two that we have both seen. Belfast. I saw it last night. Was finally able to see it because living in the middle of Illinois, it's hard to see movies. Um, but I was finally able to see it. It's really weird that you guys aren't getting it until like February.
Oh, yeah, don't get me started on that. British
It's
release schedule is
so,
weird,
yeah, that's very weird. But
especially with a British film.
right, right. Like I was on a plug for my live show, The Basement. Go check it out. There's a guy in the chat who's from Belfast, and he isn't going to get to see it for 4 months. Like he lives
Yeah,
in Belfast,
yeah,
where the film was shot,
yeah.
and
So
premiering there 4 months after. Like,
yeah. I mean, if it's running the Oscars game, it's going to be seen in America first, which is a shame because
yeah,
just release it to everybody.
yeah. Well, especially since it I mean, it got like 15 or 16 BIFA British Independent Film Award nominations.
Hmm.
I think like led those. Maybe it was just behind censor, but it was like top two in nominations there. Those are like British awards,
Yeah.
but like not in England until 2022. So
Hmm. So, there you go.
it's weird. But I really enjoyed this movie. Like there was nothing that made me like absolutely like love it. But it was just like it was a nice, like, just fun, enjoyable, crowd pleasing movie. Like it's nowhere near my favorite movie of the year, but like I wouldn't be mad about it winning Best Picture. Um, like Best Picture, it's definitely nominated. It's definitely nominated for director, for original screenplay. I mean, like all of the supported, like because Jude Hill is the only lead, and he isn't going to get nominated for lead. Sorry, but like you have Katrina Balfe for supporting actress. I mean, as little as she does in the movie, Judi Dench does still exist. Uh, and then you have Jamie Dornan in supporting, and then I can't remember who's the other guy.
Kieran Hines.
Kieran Hines, thank you. Yeah, he could also. Yeah, I could also see him getting into like there. It has four potential supporting players. Cinematography, absolutely, absolutely. It's really really well shot. I could also see editing happen for a nomination. Sound is definitely happening. I see what people were saying when they're like, "Yeah, no, this is getting nominated for sound." It's 100% getting nominated for sound. Like,
Okay.
it has like the sound design of a war movie. I'll leave it at that because of spoilers. And like, because this isn't, they don't go to a war zone. It all stays in Belfast. But like, it has like the sound files of a war movie.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that
That's what they do. They just take some from Saving Private Ryan and slot them in where they want.
Yeah, imagine if that was sound design. Like they just stole sounds from other movies.
Yes. And you just got a hint of dialogue at the end of it when they couldn't cut it quick enough.
Yeah,
That's
Tom Hanks is
brilliant.
like
Yeah.
listed on IMDb as a cameo.
Mm.
Um,
You probably get paid for it.
probably actually, yeah. Tom Hanks wouldn't be complaining. Um, but yeah, I enjoyed Belfast. It's a very enjoyable movie. It's not like particularly incredible, but it's just it's nice. It's fun. Power of the Dog. this is a movie that I loved. I started watching through some Jane Campion films. Um, I'm just discovering that I really really love her style of filmmaking. I like Jane Campion stuff. The Piano is probably my favorite. Aside from The Power of the Dog, Power of the Dog might be the Jane Campion's best film.
Okay.
To be completely honest, it might be her best film. I mean, Benedict Cumberbatch is great, should get nominated. Jesse Plemons and Cody Smith McPhee, at least one of them should be nominated. They're both really good. I thought Cody Smith McPhee probably gave the best performance of the film. Then Kirsten Dunst, again, should probably get nominated. Entire ensemble's great. Like, the cinematography is great. The editing is great. The sound is great. The score is phenomenal. Johnny Greenwood is like within like the span of 2 weeks, he had 2 masterful scores release. He should get
Which
double
would you
nominated.
say is better, Spencer or Power of the Dog?
So just the score.
Yeah,
Because I
just the
would
score.
say the score. I would say the Power of the Dog score is better.
Okay. Wow.
I do think that Spencer is a better film, but
Right.
I think that Power of the Dog has the better score. But like they're both incredible. It's just like this is like the traditional like dusty western, but it takes place. I don't think it's that much of a spoiler. It takes place in 1925, so it takes
Right.
place like more towards the present. So you kind of like get these ideas of like not necessarily a people past their prime, but like a profession past its prime, and like trying to hang on to like the old of that profession while like new people are like kind of moving past that and people being upset that new people aren't following along with this old thing. This film is so complex. Like there's so much going on here. I can't wait to rewatch it when it hits Netflix. It's really really incredible. But yeah, it should get picture, director, actor, both supportings, adapted screenplay, cinematography, editing, score. Like this is gonna rack
Wow.
up the nominations.
Yeah.
And then Ghostbusters Afterlife was bad, really bad. It like not even just because of like fan service stuff, which like got a little annoying at points, but like it was just like such a messy screenplay. It was just
Mm.
so sloppy. It was just like we're gonna do a thing and then completely forget about that thing because that was only necessary for this to happen. And then now we're going to do a new thing that completely contradicts the other thing, but we don't need to know about that because that was the last thing, and then this is now the new thing. So this is the only thing that's
Yeah.
it was not great. It just felt like a bunch of stuff was happening, like just like either Paul Rudd was being funny or like they were throwing in Ghostbusters references just to distract from the fact that they had absolutely no clue what the screenplay they were writing was. It was so all over the place. Like I guess this is a visual effects and sound contender, but it shouldn't get in. Like
Right.
even the visual effects weren't great. Like the creature design was actually noticeably bad.
Oh.
On multiple creatures. Like the visual effects weren't even that good. So yeah, this is not a very good movie. But now let's get into some stuff that we can both comment on. What do you want to start on? Tick Tick Boom or King Richard?
Should we start with Tick Tick Boom?
All right, let's do it. Overall thoughts?
Yeah, so I'll be the first to say I'm not really into musical theatre. It's just not really my thing, but I still love this film. And that is a testament to this film. You know, I was expecting it to be a sort of biopic behind the man who made Rent, and it sort of is, but they don't focus at all on the success of Rent and the success of his musicals, which I really liked. It was more about, so the victory at the end, it's not really the massive victory you'd expect out of a film like this, but it still works and it's still very impactful. Garfield is great. I do think he does deserve the Best Actor nomination. Whether he'll get it, I think we do need to see Leonardo DiCaprio in Don't Look Up. But I'd say I'm going to be hard pressed to think Garfield doesn't deserve it because he was absolutely phenomenal in this role. I also think this maybe should get Best Picture. maybe. It's got so many elements in this work. It's got the score is great, the sound is great. Maybe the music numbers weren't quite on the level you'd like out of a musical like this, but they were still very, very good. And I just loved all the themes about running out of time, feeling you're behind, trying to be a perfectionist in like this kind of world. And I just really did love this film and everything I had to say. And Lin Manuel Miranda directed it brilliantly. So
Yeah. So I will be the first to say that I love musical theater. I love that world. I love musicals. So this already like I was very into. Also, how many cameos were you able to count during the song Sunday? My,
ooh, I don't know. I wasn't counting cameos, to be honest.
there were a lot.
Yeah.
Like basically everybody who's like won a Tony was
Mm.
there. Uh, like it was there were a lot of people. But yeah, no, I really love this movie. Garfield is absolutely incredible. Like I quite honestly, he might be like my favorite performance. He might be my pick to win, like personal pick, not prediction, because he won't
Mm.
win, but he might be my personal pick to win. I thought that he was absolutely phenomenal. I connected to the character of Jonathan Larson so much on a personal level.
Yeah.
Um,
Same, which I thought maybe a bit worrying.
yeah,
But I'm only 15, but
like just like I hyper obsess over basically everything I do. I've had the same conversations with people in my life as he had about hyper obsession and like feeling like you have like a deadline that like doesn't entirely exist. It's mostly
Mm.
just like constructed in your head, but you feel like you have to do it
Yeah,
because it's important to you. And like the idea is about like perfectionism and like never being happy with what you produce, like all of those things. It was just like this is frighteningly similar. um but yeah, also let's mention Robin de Jesus.
yeah,
Like he's like good throughout, but then there's one scene, and without spoilers, there is one scene where it's just like, give this man a nomination.
yeah.
He's
He probably won't get it, but
he won't.
again, there is lots of it in this film that deserves nomination. Whether it will get all of them, I don't know. I think it is sitting just outside Best Picture right now. But
Yeah,
maybe, in my personal opinion, I think it probably is in the top 10 of the year I've seen so far. But,
agreed.
we need to see some more films that are coming out
Yeah,
in December because there's a lot to still come out. But,
yeah. And yeah, I think I placed this at number 13 on my letterbox rankings, but there's also films like Nomadland and Minari and The Father ahead of it. So I believe
mm,
taking out stuff that was eligible last year, this would be in my top 10 of the year so far. Um, yeah, I just so I watched this. I rewatched this film twice yesterday, so I've now
okay,
seen the movie 3 times.
in one day. Okay,
Yeah,
that is yeah,
I watched it on Friday night and then twice again on Monday because I'm a psychopath. Um, but yeah, I thought that this was really really phenomenal. So what's its path to Best Picture? Because like if it gets an actor nomination, I think this is
mm,
also get sound and editing.
yeah.
Or
If it
does
can
this?
get all three, I think I think it does have a good shot, especially with House of Gucci dropping out pretty much.
Yeah, House of
I think
Gucci
it's
is
fair to say
done,
it's not in Best Picture anymore. There is a space open. There is a space
yeah,
open now.
and I
So
think that this is
I can
stronger
see
than
it.
like Coda and Spencer.
Yeah, I do think it is stronger than Coda. It's stronger than Spencer. I do see this having a very good shot at getting Best Picture.
Yeah,
I don't think actor alone will do it. It does
I
need
think
sound and editing. Maybe not both, but it needs one of those two.
if it can pick up supporting actor too, if I can get all
Yeah.
four of those, I feel very confident about predicting it for picture.
Mm.
Um, like I like those five would be like, yeah, because no, House of Gucci is just like done. I mean,
Yeah.
I've seen people like give it like ones and twos and threes out of 10.
Yeah.
Like it's there's no way. And like this is also way more like Oscar-y. Like it's just like it's a biopic about a music. It's a biopic about like creating art. Like
Mm.
it's like yeah, that's Oscars. I mean, they also like Andrew Garfield, I think. I mean, they nominated him for Hacksaw Ridge, though they did snub him for The Social Network, which is
They
very
did.
upsetting. So
Yes.
hopefully we don't see that happen again.
No.
Um, but yeah, overall, like I really really love this movie. I think like on its best day, it can probably only get 5 or 6 nominations, but I think Best Picture is definitely there for it.
Yeah,
Um, all right, now let's talk about King Richard. So you really love this movie.
I did. Yeah, I really loved this movie. And yes, is it Oscar baity, crowd pleasery? Yeah, it's not really doing anything new, but I mean, it doesn't need to. I thought solid script, brilliant performances. I just think there was nothing really in this film that I actively disliked or didn't work. I think the whole film just worked. Will Smith, we'll start with him obviously because this movie is about Will Smith. It's if you're
Yeah,
going in thinking it's a Serena and Venus Williams' biopic, it is to an extent, but it
yeah,
is definitely the focus is far more on Richard Williams, and I think that's what you needed to do for a story like this because there is a lot that there is a lot of story within this. We barely really saw Serena, which I don't think is a problem. I think this film it needed to choose a focus, and it chose a good focus in Will Smith because Will Smith is phenomenal in the role. But not only him, John Berthnall I also thought was excellent.
yeah.
Angelou Ellis, I thought I don't know if she wins Best Supporting Actress, but I definitely think she gets nominated, and I definitely think she probably deserves to be nominated. She is great in what she's doing, and both the kids, Serena and Venus, are also brilliant. I just really, really enjoyed this film.
Yeah. I I know I'm still feeling pretty good about my Ingenue Ellis pick to win supporting actress because she has two of the best monologues of the year, and in both of them she's crying.
Mm.
Oscar. Um, yeah, I thought that Will Smith was very good. I didn't think that his performance was like groundbreakingly amazing, like people were saying. Like I was saying, like I think that Andrew Garfield was better this year. Like I personally think that Adam Driver was better this year in the net. Like I think that there are plenty of performances better than him this year. Um,
I
and
think
like
he does deserve the win. So this is because we you also have to factor in his whole body work. I think
yeah,
he is better in The Pursuit of Happiness. I think there is no doubt in that. He is brilliant in that film. He should have won for that film. So I think
yeah.
it's fair that he gets the win for this one.
Oh no, I think it's fair. Like I would not be mad at all about Will Smith winning. I think it would be deserved. I just it isn't like
Yeah.
performance of the year caliber for me personally. I I've been seeing complaints about like it glosses over a lot of the not great stuff that Richard Williams did. But like is it a problem a little? Yeah, but like it isn't like Greatest Showman level where they're like we're going to ignore the fact that this guy owned slaves and like was torturing
Mm.
people. Like he did like some con stuff, but like I, it's a minor problem, but like also it's a film. It isn't going to exactly reflect reality, so I think that's forgivable. And it didn't paint him like in like a heroic light. I don't think. Like I
No,
think it.
exactly. And considering the film is produced by Venus and Serena Williams, you'd
Yeah,
expect it to be even more like heroic and
yeah,
glorified. But actually, no, they did. He feels like a real character.
he
He feels
does.
like a believable character.
Yeah, I would say my only other gripe with it would just be that as I'm fairly familiar with Venus and Serena Williams' careers, so like but like everybody knows that they're like the two greatest tennis players, probably maybe ever. Um, so like the main conflict being the fact that like we don't know if they're gonna make it to like tennis pros and are they going to like succeed. Like well we know what they're going to succeed, and like any kind of like B or like C like plot that like added in other tension just felt like it was wrapped up in like 5 or 10 minutes. So like
Mm.
there wasn't really anything else going on as far as tension and like character motivation aside from like making sure Venus and Serena Williams will be like great at tennis, which like it was entertaining, but like it was like, yeah, well, we already know. Like we know how this is going to end. But that's also me personally taking in like I knew how the final match was
Okay.
going to end. Um, that is just I remember watching just like Venus and Serena Williams matches like on YouTube or whatever. So like I that's all again, that's also my own personal thing. Like I think that it does a really good job adding tension. Just some of the character motivation. Like I would have liked a bit more from them. But yeah, the performances are really good. Okay, I youth performance this year is stacked.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, we've got Jude Hill in Belfast. We have Woody Norman in Come On, Come On. Devin McDowell should be considered for Annette. She won't, but she's great. She holds her own against Adam Driver, which is like impressive. Um, like you have Millicent Simmons in The Quiet Place Part Two, who's phenomenal. You have Sanaya Sidney, and I can't remember Demi. It's Demi something. Can't remember her last name. But they're both great in this. Like youth performance is stacked to the brim. And I don't want to make it out to seem like I didn't like the film because I did. I had a lot of fun with the film. I also love sports movies, and this is probably one of the best sports films I've ever seen. Like it does enough to like I think give it more than the formula, and I think that's the great performances. Like there are like it's a great ensemble performance,
Mm.
and you really like, get to know the family as like a unit.
Yeah, I was going to say whenever the family are all on screen together are some of the
Yeah,
best moments of the film, and I think tension is added there. Like even if yes, you are familiar with what is going to happen eventually, there's still a lot of conflict created between the family, and also I would like to mention this film was funny. Like there are some funny moments
oh
in
yeah,
this film, and which I was not expecting going in. I was expecting okay,
yeah,
it's a serious drama, but no, it's a light film. It's a film pretty much anyone who watches it will enjoy to some
yeah.
extent. I don't think there's much hateable
No,
things in this. And so, and that's something the Oscars will take to.
oh yeah, I know. And like even my problems, they're just like minor gripes. This is going to crush over Thanksgiving on HBO
Mm.
Max. This is going to absolutely crush with families who like just like a massive family all together that want to watch something. King Richard. It's gonna crush because like it's hard to not like this movie. And like I was I went to the theater because like you know watch movies in theaters, support theaters. Um and like I had a packed theater and like every joke was landing. Like it was a theatrical experience and like the audience was completely into it. I will say, okay, so my theater going experiences have been really weird. So King Richard and Spencer both bombed at the box office, right? I went opening day to both of them, packed theater. Dune and Eternals both crushed at the box office. Opening day, there were two other people in the theater with me.
Wow. Yeah. So
It's so weird.
yes, I mean, and then so yeah, No Time to Die was busy. It wasn't that busy considering I saw opening day in
Yeah,
Britain, but then
England.
Venom Let There Be Carnage I saw 3 weeks after it came out, and that was still packed. So I don't
Yeah,
know what's going on with theatres
I,
this
I
year,
had
but
I had to
at
pack
least
theater
some
for
things are
Isaac
packed.
Tammy Faye. I had to pack theater
Mm.
for Isaac Tammy Faye 2 weeks into release.
Wow. Okay.
In No Time to Die, I had like
Good.
five other people with me.
Yeah.
Like I feel like everything I've gone to has been like reverse of like
Yeah.
the worldwide numbers, which is really
Mm.
weird. But yeah, overall, okay. So let's think about like what does King Richard get here? It gets picture. Do you think it has a shot for director for Reinaldo Marcus Green? Because I don't think so.
No, I don't think it does enough that inventive, like in terms of direction, to really warrant no nomination. If they are looking for a fifth spot, maybe, but there are five directors you can put already in there,
Yeah,
and that's not including international directors you might want
yeah.
to recognize. But I don't think he gets director.
Kind of a tangent here. Let's talk about our favorite award ceremony, the Golden Globes. Uh, is this comedy or musical?
Yeah, I
I
would
think
guess
it is.
so. I would guess so.
And so then I think it wins comedy or musical. Like I think this wins the Golden Globe for comedy and musical,
If
unless
it
they go for
actually
something like
Letterbox lists this as a drama, that's its only genre that it gives it.
interesting.
It's
Let's do
interesting.
it.
It doesn't even do it, but. So yeah, I think, I mean, Don't Look Up, if that is incredible as people say, which
Yeah.
is a comedy, that could get it. Um,
Tick Tick Boomer, West
yeah,
Side Story as well for the
yeah,
music.
I'd say this does have to be considered up there though in terms
Yeah,
of Golden Globe chances.
because last year for like comedy or musical was just like it's very obviously Borat. Like there's no world where it isn't Borat. But like
Hmm.
there were no real like actual Best Picture contenders in comedy or musical. So as much as like I despise the Golden Globes, like the race is always really interesting considering they're the only ceremony, like major ceremony, that has a split between
Hmm.
drama and comedy. So I'm interested. I'm interested to see what happens there. But we're saying yes for picture. I think actor. I mean, obviously, it's
Yeah,
going to get
yeah, yeah.
it's going to
That's
get
not
at
really
least
thinking.
that's
Yeah,
probably like its biggest lock. Supporting actress, I think definitely.
yeah, yeah. It gets it definitely.
Yeah. Okay. How do you feel about John Bernthal in supporting actor?
Uh, I would like to see him there. You know, he is very good. He is one of the funniest aspects of the movie. But whether he'll
Yeah.
actually get in, I don't think so. I
I
don't
mean,
think he does really enough, really, like properly big moments. He doesn't really have any big moments, so
yeah. I mean, I think that like I don't know. They've nominated performances like this before. I believe it was I think it was Little Miss Sunshine that had like just like a random like kind of quirky like fun performance. And that might have even won supporting actor. Let me see what it is, but like they've done stuff like this before. Yeah, Alan Arkin, in Little Miss Sunshine won for just like a 5 to 10 minute like quirky comedic performance. So
uh,
like they've given nominations and wins to things like this before. Supporting actor is very open. If this film is like a major contender, I could see it. I could see it, and I wouldn't be mad about it. So this is now an adapted screenplay,
yeah,
and that's much more stacked. But I think it can
yeah.
probably get
I think it still gets in, just given how solid the screenplay is. It's a
yeah,
very competently made screenplay.
absolutely, especially for a first screenplay
Yeah,
from the writer. Cinematography isn't going to happen. Editing. I mean, we talked about this. There wasn't as much as I was expecting, but I
yeah.
think it happens.
I still think it happens. The film didn't feel messy at all, so
No. Other than that, I don't really know. Like production design, costumes, makeup, and hair isn't gonna happen. Visual effects isn't gonna happen. Sound, I don't think happens.
no.
But then song.
I think yeah. I think
It,
it gets some, but
yeah,
there is a big but.
yeah,
I've been saying I just think Bond's strong is too strong, but I thought it was going to be a close race. I don't think this will win anymore, like at
no,
all,
nope,
because it doesn't do anything for the movie. It plays over credits. Yes, they do play the real life footage in order to make you stay and make you listen to the song, but
yeah,
you're
yeah,
still you're looking at the real life footage. You're not really paying attention to the song, and that's because the song doesn't make you pay attention to it. It's sort of
yeah.
just there.
It's
It's a
mixed
good
really
song,
weird.
but
Like it's
it's sort of
mixed
just there.
very quietly.
Mm,
Like in my theater, it was like kind of like felt like it was in the back. Like I completely missed the song. After I watched the movie, I was like, how did I miss the song?
yeah,
And I had to go back and see where it was and then watch it again on HBO Max because like I just it was mixed so weirdly. It was just like it was in the background and it felt like there was like other music going along with it, and it was just like kind of like hidden. It's like not the best presentation. And yeah, it's a credit song.
yeah,
Like those normally don't win. So yeah, I don't know. I have my apprehensions about the song "No Time to Die." I find it hard to believe that it will win, but like as of now, I don't really know where else you can go. Like I completely agree with you. You've swayed me over to your side. I don't think Be Alive will be taking home the Oscar for original song anymore. Um, so yeah, we'll see. Like I think that Don't Look Up is still very much there. Other than
yeah.
that, I don't know. Like I think Don't Look Up is really the only actual contender though, because like you have something from Encanto, um, you have the thing from Belfast, I think, down to Joy. You have the Serranos thing. You have Guns Go Bang. Um, you have the anonymous ones from Dear Evan Hansen. Maybe start from Annette, but like none of those are going to win, except
No.
maybe Don't Look Up. So I don't know. No Time to Die might actually have it. I think it's No Time to Die versus Don't Look Up now because yeah, Be Alive. It's a good song, just not in the
Yeah.
context of the.
It will still get nominated, I
Yeah,
think, I presume, but yeah, as you say, not really on the cards to win anymore.
absolutely, absolutely. All right. Well, want to jump into some news.
Sure.
All right. So we got more Don't Look Up reactions from critics. More people have seen it. We have more people that have seen it, other than just like 30 critics from like Nevada or wherever. Um, and everybody's saying that it's really good. So I guess I have to eat my words. I, 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 I guess people are just loving Don't Look Up.
Yeah.
So sure,
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you still may not like it, but
that's
it
fair.
would
That's fair.
appear
Yeah,
the critical consensus is not going to be a bomb like you may have suggested. But I think that I'm really looking forward to Don't Look Up. I think that it does have a lot of Oscar potential.
yeah.
Um, yeah, and I can't wait to see it. I'm very excited for the film.
So I've been seeing some people say Best Picture winning, and their reasoning is that it's like the only film this year that's like very topically relevant, and the
I mean,
Oscars like to do that.
they do, but it equally that doesn't always play a factor. They don't always look at which films are topical at the time. Green Book one that wasn't exactly a topical film. I wouldn't say. I mean, yes,
Uh,
racism and it's always still present, but it's set
yeah,
in the past. There is a lot. There have been a lot of Oscar films set in the past that has won. So I don't think they need to be modern day. They don't. I don't think that'll play much of a factor. It could play a bit of a factor, but I still think when you've got Belfast, Licorice Pizza as well, a lot of people have been saying that that is one of the best films of the year. You've still got
yeah,
Nightmare Alley. There's still maybe a little too much for Don't Look Up to really make a run.
yeah. So the only reason I say this, like, if you look at like the entire field, it's like the only film that's like even slightly
Mm,
like politically and socially relevant. Like nothing else is like actually really trying to like do something with that. So they do really like it. They the Oscars do like that kind of thing. So especially with it being the only one, I'm not going to be predicting it to win Best Picture, but I can see the argument where they're coming from. Just to touch on what you were saying with Licorice Pizza, like I've been seeing people put this on like best of all time, like their top 100 lists who have seen it. Like I've seen like just like multiple like film critics on Letterboxd who have seen the film, like it's gone like straight up onto their like top 100 of all time, like
mm.
saying that it's easily Paul Thomas Anderson's best film. Like people are absolutely loving this movie. I I think that's definitely the uh best antagonist for Belfast this award season. Like as of now, I'd feel comfortable moving Licorice Pizza up to number two.
Yeah, probably.
Because like King Richard and Power of the Dog are both very strong to get nominated, but like I don't think they're very strong to win.
Yeah, and we only have to wait a week now for it to release. I know it's releasing small scale first, but that'll
Yeah,
be a very, very clear indicator as
yeah,
to its sort of quality. So I think in a couple of weeks, if that's getting lots of buzz, best picture buzz in particular, we could
yeah,
even be placing it number one. But as for now,
yeah,
Balfour does have a stronghold.
yeah. No, I think the Belfast is still there, but like I don't know, Licorice Pizza could definitely be the late breaker we've been talking about all season. I okay, I want to bring up box office quick. So King Richard bombed at the
Mm,
box office. He did not do well. Granted, there's HBO Max. But I was seeing this brought up. Like, I don't think that affects this Oscars chances too much. But I was seeing this brought up. So people, when In the Heights came out, saying, "Oh, well, this bombed at the box office. Probably not going to happen anymore." It got double the opening weekend that King Richard had.
Mm.
Should we reconsider In the Heights? Like if it builds up at Golden Globes or like potentially like the guilds, could you especially with stuff like House of Gucci dropping?
I mean, I would love to see that because I loved In the Heights, but I just don't see that happening. I think there are a lot of problems you can take with the film. It does quite a few things not very well. It does feel quite messy at times in the Heights, and I just think it will be forgotten about by the time Oscars comes. Especially even like you are saying, the box office was better than King Richard. It also was not good. So
Yeah. But I'm just saying we aren't taking away King Richard's Oscars chances. I know it's being released later, but like I I don't know. I think that if it builds up momentum, it should at least be
yeah,
considered again.
I
Especially if
do
West
think
Side Story isn't great. If West
yeah.
Side Story
When is Thanksgiving in America?
this Thursday.
Okay, so I do think we also need to take that into account because I presume this is a theory. There is no evidence behind this, but more people will be going to the cinema next week, so they're not going to go the week before Thanksgiving. They'd be much more likely to go during the holiday, during the period. So I think after
Yeah.
2 weeks, then we should probably start looking at King Richard. And if the box office haven't improved drastically, maybe then we do need to start questioning it. But I do think we need to wait until Thanksgiving has passed before we can really judge King Richard.
Yeah. I feel like there was a bit of an overreaction within the Heights because that was like the first one, but we've seen a trend of like more like adult oriented like awards type films not doing well at the box office.
Mm.
So that being the trend, and like granted In the Heights was the start of that, but like I don't know. I think In the Heights can be reconsidered again, especially if West Side Story isn't great. Like if West Side Story is not received well, In the Heights could very easily take that spot. We have House of Gucci dropping out. Like I could see it happening. I don't think that it's likely, but I think In the Heights should at least be reconsidered. Um, like I mean, say this like wins the Golden Globe for comedy or musical.
Yeah, and then
Gets
I
a
think
a
maybe
nomination. Like we could see a resurgence. We could see a late
I think
season.
maybe it might just at this point be a bit too far out of its reach.
Maybe. Golden Globes. As much as we like to harp on the Golden Globes are going to be like a big swing of momentum for that movie. If
Mm.
that movie can pick up momentum from the Golden Globes, I think it has a shot. If it like only gets like one or two Globe nominations or even none, like it's done. The
Mm.
Golden Globes are going to be its turning point. So, be interesting. Um, all right. Uh, so Martin Scorsese. So he has Killers of a Flower Moon, but he's already doing another movie. Um, so it's called Grateful Dead. It's gonna be on Apple, and Jonah Hill is going to be reuniting with Martin Scorsese as Jerry Garcia. Thomas, are you familiar with Jerry Garcia?
I am not, but I'm currently looking at images of him to see if Jonah Hill looks like him. Which, not really, but
Not really.
makeup. This could be an early winner for makeup and hair if they can make Jonah Hill look like him.
Yeah. But yeah, so it's about the rock band Grateful Dead. Jerry Garcia is like a guitarist. So Martin Scorsese is doing a musical biopic. See how this goes.
Mm.
Traditionally
Yeah,
not the best, but I mean I trust Scorsese, but like musical biopics are Oscars contenders, but like not good movies. I mean, i.e. Bohemian Rhapsody. I mean,
I will. I would disagree on that one because I do like Bohemian Rhapsody, but
well, um, respect from this year. I
mm.
mean, Rocket Man, I did actually kind of enjoy.
And that's the
Um,
one that didn't get
that
any Oscar
Oscars,
attention.
yeah. So yeah, I mean, very interesting to see Scorsese doing a musical biopic.
Mm.
Um, but is Jonah Hill gonna? Can Jonah Hill sing?
I mean, that's the thing with all of these actors. Most of them went to acting school, in which they would probably learn some singing, probably some dancing as well. I'm sure. So
Yeah,
he can probably sing better than the average person, and Hollywood will be paying him a lot of money to get lessons, even if he can't really. So
yeah.
by
I
the
mean, look,
time he's not going to be bad at singing in the movie, put it that way.
yeah. I mean, again, look at Andrew Garfield and Tick Tick Boom. He couldn't
Yeah,
sing,
nah,
and he's great.
yeah,
Uh, so yeah, like you're saying, this is an early makeup contender, an early best actor contender for Jonah Hill, which I think would be his first actor nomination because he's only done like supporting stuff before. This is,
mm,
I feel like, Jonah Hill's like first like really big lead in like an Oscars contender.
yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
he had the
I'd say
Door
that.
Dodge from Todd Phillips, but like that wasn't really
Mm,
anything. So like this is like I think like his first like massive lead, which I'm excited for.
yeah,
Um, I mean, I like Jonah Hill. Um, so yeah, I mean, I think makeup could happen. If there's an original song, that could happen. It's Scorsese, so this has to be considered for picture and director.
mm,
Apple's going to be able to throw a lot behind it because they're Apple.
yes,
So yeah, I think that this could show up plenty of places. I'm excited to see who rounds out the ensemble cast.
mm, yeah, for sure.
All right. Searchlight has picked up The Defender, starring Sterling K. Brown. Um, so it's Searchlight. It's Sterling K. Brown. I don't know when this film releases. Um, but like I don't know. I don't. I I believe it's a biopic. Um, I I don't know. This doesn't really seem like anything, but I figured I should note it.
Yeah,
Um,
because
because
it's Searchlight, and Searchlight do have a
it's
track record.
it's a Searchlight biopic. I mean, Sterling K. Brown is a good actor, but like I don't think this happens for anything. I think that it's releasing next year, unless it's like amazing. I just I don't know. I figured I should make note of it, but like yeah,
Yeah,
that doesn't seem like that big of a thing. Um. Okay, so this is interesting. So we talked about the Gotham Awards. So those are in 6 days. We will have our predictions and picks very soon. But Jane Campion is going to get like the director's tribute. Kristen Stewart, the performer's tribute. Peter Dinklage is also getting a performer's tribute. This is interesting
this is interesting.
because Jane Campion is a big contender for director. Like I'd say one of the three like front runners. Kristen Stewart's the front runner for actress. Does this push Dinklage?
What I think this does is cement his spot in Best Actor because he was currently fourth. He was in, but he wasn't
Yeah.
in.
Well, yeah.
If he yeah. So I think what this does do is cement his place in there. I just between Will Smith, Denzel Washington, Benedict Cumberbatch, I don't think he'll win, but I do think he is now solidly in, and yeah, it will be now about that fifth spot
Yeah,
for
no,
Best Actor.
this does make me very confident in Dinklage getting in. At this point, to say that Dinklage isn't getting nominated with everything, all of this behind him, I think it's probably happening. So,
Mm,
which is exciting. I'm happy. I'm happy for Peter Dinklage. See him, see him get an Oscar nomination. So, yeah, yeah, I can't wait for the Gotham Awards, our first major ceremony.
yes.
Um, yeah, we'll do our predictions. They'll be up Friday or Saturday. The award show is on Monday, I believe.
Mm,
Okay, so Asghar Farhadi told Iran to withdraw a hero from international feature in a slew of anti-government posts. So far, no move has been made to actually withdraw the film. If they do, That's interesting. If they do, I think that worst person in the world is like almost locked into winning. Like
Yes.
it's just that versus Flea at that point.
Yeah.
Um, this opens the door for Drive My Car or Compartment Number 6. I think this cements Titan.
Mm.
But this would be really interesting. I don't know if we've ever seen something like this happen before. Again, nothing's been done yet, so I don't think anything will happen, but we'll see.
Yeah. It's also just interesting to see how how countries are shooting themselves in the foot by, eliminating their best contender if this was to happen. Because, we've seen already two very hot contenders
Spain
just
and
get
Brazil, right?
just get eliminated. So it would be
Yeah.
interesting if there was a third one to add to that poll.
Imagine, okay, just imagine a parallel mothers, 7 prisoners, and a hero all didn't get submitted.
Yes. Yeah.
It'd be insane.
And then we
Okay,
also had a country like France take up 3 spots in
yeah,
contending. So there's a lot of international features that could have been contending that are now not.
yeah. All right. Um, let's talk about the Hollywood Music and Media Award winners. Did you look at these winners?
I did look at them. Yes.
All right. So, original score went to "Don't Look Up" by
Yes.
Nicholas Britell. So this is interesting because in the past, the Hollywood Music and Media Awards, like they've served as pretty good indicators. Like they're like one of the biggest indicators for screenplay. Like these are basically just like the guild for composers and songwriters in film. And they gave it to Don't Look Up, which is interesting.
It is. Yeah.
Like Power of the Dog was nominated, French Dispatch was nominated, No Time to Die was nominated, King Richard was nominated. So Dune was not there because that counted in like another category. That counted in like their like genre film category. So we don't know how it would contend against Dune, but against like all 4 other predicted nominees,
Mm.
Don't Look Up.
Yeah.
Which Adam McKay films have traditionally done well.
Yeah.
And
I think what this does do is suggest that it will be nominated for best score, which is a new contender in that category, and it does split it up a bit because we've been talking about the Hans Zimmer's got 2, Johnny Greenwood's got 2, so it introduces a new composer into that sort of
yeah,
conversation. And yeah, this is probably going to be the 5th spot that we didn't really know what it was going to go to. I know Nightmare Alley is sort of on there, but
I
now
think
that
it's
yeah,
Nightmare
I
Alley.
think it does look out. And I think this is the 5th spot that we were looking for, which is fair enough.
Yeah, no, I think as of now, this is what we have to look to. Also, Nicholas Britell, 2-time Oscar nominee for Moonlight and If Beale Street Could Talk. So,
Okay.
2 nominees for 2 very good movies. Um, so yeah, original score for an independent film went to Come On, Come On, which I mean the trailer looks beautiful, so like sure. Original score for an animated film went to The Addams Family 2, which
Yeah.
I okay. I mean, I would have gone with Luca or Mitchell's or like
Yeah.
even Vivo,
Yeah. But yeah,
but
you're clearly not musically in tune enough.
I guess not. I guess Addams Family 2 is a Beethoven or something.
Yes.
Um, Original score for a sci-fi fantasy film obviously went to Dune. Would have been insane for it not to.
Yes.
Horror film went to A Quiet Place Part 2, which I think is fair.
Mm. Yeah. I don't know what other
Documentary,
horror film that's come up this year that would even come
yeah,
close. Because
because
there
the
haven't
other
been many. It hasn't been a great year in horror.
no, the other nominees were Army of the Dead, In the Earth, Last Night in Soho, and Old.
Mm.
So I don't.
So yeah.
I still haven't seen Last Night in Soho. It's available to rent now, so I might actually watch it on Amazon Prime. Uh, but yeah, didn't that one in Last Duel just for some reason missed me in the theaters.
Yeah.
Documentary went to Julia, which we haven't heard that much about in the documentary category. So interesting to see it showing up here. And then original score for a foreign film went to Parallel Mothers, which sadly won't get anything, except for Best Actress,
Oh, well,
Penelope Cruz.
that is it's a bold prediction.
Um, let's see. Uh, Original song went to No Time to Die.
Yeah.
Be Alive was nominated for King Richard, Every Letter for Serrano, Guns Go Bang for The Harder They Fall, Don't Look Up from Don't Look Up. Like everything that's like there was there. Everything that's gonna be there for the Oscars was there in No Time to Die. Like I think between King Richard's like presentation of Be Alive not being great and No Time to Die winning original song here, I think No Time to Die is the clear front runner.
Mm.
Original song for an independent film went to Beyond the Shore from Coda. So we haven't really talked about this in the original song category, but it's a very good song. It's a very like heartfelt song. It's actually played at a very important like the climax of the film, and Amelia Jones sings like the song. It's diegetic like within the film.
Mm.
Um, this could be a thing. Like nobody's really talking about it, but this could be a real thing. It just depends on how if people like actually see Coda.
Yes.
But this could be a thing. Original song from an animated film. It's a good mood from Paw Patrol the movie. I completely support this decision.
Okay.
Uh, original song for a documentary went to Secret Sister from Rebel Heart. Not very familiar with it. And those were the Hollywood Music and Media Awards. Oh wait, I forgot one. Original song on-screen performance went to Amelia Jones for Coda.
Mm.
So interesting. Wait, Anya
Interesting that they didn't
Taylor-Joy
go for the
sings
same.
in Last Night in Soho. Sorry, but Anya
Mm.
Taylor-Joy sings in Last Night in Soho because she was
Yes.
nominated here.
Oh,
Interesting.
okay.
Interesting.
Yeah. But it's interesting they didn't go for both Coda songs the same. If she does sing Beyond the Shore in the
Yeah.
movie, it's interesting they didn't go for the same one. But
Yeah. I mean, yeah, because she sings. There's multiple like musical performances that are
yeah,
original. So interesting. But they're both very good songs. I'm just hoping that they actually pick one and it doesn't split the vote.
mm.
But those were the Hollywood Music and Media Awards, giving us some indications about the musical categories. All right, so now let's talk about the Palm Springs Special Achievement Awards. So they've been announcing, so like they have like their awards, but then they announce like all their tribute stuff beforehand, which is just like basically their awards. Like they just like slowly announce all their awards. It's weird. But and they have like a bunch of different categories, but I'll read them out. So the Spotlight Award for Actress they gave to Kristen Stewart for Spencer. Expected. The
Yeah.
International Star Award for Actress went to Penelope Cruz, Parallel Mothers, furthering her momentum to get nominated for Best Actress. I will stand on this hill until I die on it.
I had her in until Parallel Mothers got removed. So I just don't think she'll get in now that the film is not a contender for Best International.
You would be mistaken. All right. Then Director of the Year they gave to Jane Campion for Power of the Dog. Which like she's racking up these director tributes. Like almost every single one, she's like there. So it'll be interesting. The Desert Palm Achievement Award for an actress went to Jessica Chastain as Tammy Faye.
Mm-hmm.
And then the Chairman's Award went to Jennifer Hudson. Respect. So this is very interesting because this is like their actress lineup. So they have Stewart and Chastain there, but then they have Penelope Cruz and Jennifer Hudson, which maybe weren't as expected. Like no Lady Gaga, no Nicole Kidman,
no Olivia Colman,
no Olivia Colman, which we've
no
seen
Frances
her showing
McDormand.
up. No
Yeah.
McDormand. Like it's very interesting that they went with Hudson and Cruz.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, I'd say Hudson is the most interesting because that one could have gone to any of the other three we mentioned. Penelope Cruz, I think if you're going to pick an international one, you will pick her. I'd still say that is fair. But it is Jennifer Hudson one that is interesting. She did sort of drop out of my predictions. I still think, though, she has a good shot because she's in a musical biopic. She's playing a real person. I'm sure a lot of the film focuses on her.
yeah.
She ticks all the boxes to get into the Oscar. But yeah, it's just a stacked year in terms of actress.
Yeah. So we both still haven't seen Respect, I believe, right?
No,
Even though
no.
it's out to rent, I believe,
Yes.
for both of us. I've noted it's 2.5 hours long, and I have no desire to
Mm,
watch it. Like I'll watch it if she finally gets nominated for something, like an
mm,
actual like major award. Until then, I don't have that much of a desire to watch it.
no.
But this is really interesting. Okay, so Jane Campion also been racking up these tributes. Do you think, like, could Jane Campion win director still?
Yeah, I definitely think she can. I never thought she couldn't. I still just think there are, there's five directors this year.
Yeah.
Any one of them could win. You know, Denis Villeneuve, he could still win because
Yep.
June is backing up technical awards. PTA, if Licorice Pizza is as good as people say it is, people have been clamoring for him to get an Oscar. He could win. Jane Campion, she has a great narrative behind her. Power of a Dog is meant to be beautiful. She could win. Kenneth Branagh, if Belfast wins, he could win. Guillermo del Toro, if Nightmare Alley is really, really good. The production design, cinematography, they look great. He could win.
Yep.
So I
Yeah.
still think any one of them could win.
Plus, you still have an international director that could come in. Like,
Exactly.
director's
Exactly.
so stacked. It feels so weird to have it only be five. Like, I feel like
That's
there needs to be
Spielberg.
more.
If West Side Story
Yeah,
is one of the
Spielberg.
films of the year, don't forget Spielberg.
Joel Cohen as well. I will throw out
Yeah.
Joel Cohen for Tragedy of Macbeth because that's going to have a lot of directing going
Mm,
on. So, yeah,
yeah.
it's going to be an insane year for director. But, like, Jane Campion's been the one that's been crushing with every single, like, director's tribute or director's award. She's been there. So,
Mm.
interesting. Interesting. And then this is interesting. So we had the Cameriage
I'll leave the pronunciation to you on that one.
Cameriage Award, I believe. So every single film that has won here, and I'll only speak on a couple, but like every single film that's won here for like the past 5 years has gotten nominated. Like Nomadland won here. I believe The Favorite won here. So like be interesting. So the audience award went to Come On, Come On. The best debut director went to Titan, which is weird since that wasn't her directorial debut, but whatever. Um,
Yeah.
I don't know where that because they focus on like cinematography, so I don't know if like it was her first time as her own. I'm very confused why Titan got directorial
Maybe
debut.
they just didn't check their facts.
Did they forget about Raw? Like, did they just forget
Yeah.
about this
I mean,
cinematic
wait, no.
masterpiece?
This is she didn't even do the cinematography for this, I don't think.
No, it was
It lists director and cinematography, so
yeah. It lists Ruben Impet. Why did
yeah.
Titan get like? I love Titan, but like what? This makes no sense. Like this says direct a film by Julia Ducournau.
Mm.
I
Yeah,
don't know.
that's yeah. I
Maybe it was
don't know.
just so good that they broke the rules. Uh,
Yes.
but then this is interesting. So they give their awards are called the Frogs. So we got the Bronze Frog went third place, went to Dune. The Silver Frog. I can't say this with a straight face.
Yeah. Silver Frog.
The Silver Frog went to the Tragedy of Macbeth. And the Golden
Mm.
Frog. The Golden Frog went to Come On, Come On.
Have you seen the
What?
names of the more amateur ones? There's golden tadpole, silver tadpole, bronze tadpole. So yeah, it's an interesting theme they've gone for, but I guess
Is
if
that
you
an
look at it
actual
out of
thing?
context,
Wait, I thought you were making that up. Oh, that's
no,
a
no,
real thing.
genuinely, that's a real thing. Yeah, yeah. I mean, I guess if you look at it out of context, having an award called the Oscars doesn't
Yeah,
really make much
yeah.
sense, but still,
The frog.
yeah.
I yeah, but we're so Dune, Tragedy of Macbeth, and Come On, Come On. These are cinematography awards. We've talked about Dune, Tragedy of Macbeth. Does this push Come On, Come On towards cinematography? And this has been winning. This has been a massive indicator of Best Picture.
Yes. So I think Come On may need to be taken a bit more seriously because
It
if
does.
Come On, I was under the impression it might get screenplay, it might get actor. It very well now might get screenplay, and I don't even really think it needs to get actor because I don't think it will. Even if Joaquin Phoenix is great in it, to get bigger awards, I think maybe if it does get some like
Yeah.
cinematography, screenplay, that could be enough to get it into Best Picture, especially as we said many times, House of Gucci slipped off. Something needs to take its place.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, in it, like his last film, 20th Century Women, crushed at awards. Like he got a screenplay nomination, in like actress, supporting actors, in Best Picture were all just outside, and he got nominations for those at both Golden Globes and Critics' Choice.
Mm,
So like, I do think this does need to be taken seriously. It is the highest rated film of the year on Letterboxd.
wow, wow.
It is number one.
Mm,
Like A24 can throw a lot behind it, especially with Apple going to like Apple will be taking care of a lot of the campaigning for Tragedy of Macbeth, which means that they will be able to throw A24 will be able to throw everything behind Come On, Come On. So I yeah, like like we are saying, actor could happen. Even supporting actress for Gabby Hoffman
mm,
could happen because, like, again, look at how wide open these supporting categories are. Like, they won't nominate Woody Norman, sadly.
yeah, yeah,
That won't happen. But like, if he's like just winning every single youth actor award, like that's still racking up wins.
yeah.
That's building
That still
momentum.
does. Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, which is big. If they can get supporting actors, actor, original screenplay, cinematography, with those, why wouldn't it get? Like that's just basically what we were saying for Tick Tick Boom, with like a slight difference, screenplay for editing, but like, and then cinematography for sound, but like there's no reason why this can't get into Best Picture, especially with the buzz it's building. Like, I mean,
mm,
guys, it won the Golden Frog. It's over. I,
yeah,
but like, in all seriousness, like I don't know. Come on, come on. Could really it could do some damage. Again, there's a spot. Like
mm,
House of Gucci's gone. There is
yes,
a there is a spot, and you're gonna see films like Spencer, Come On, Tick Tick Boom, Coda, all vying for it.
mm,
Be very interesting. Very, very interesting. But
for sure.
unless you have anything else to say about the Froggy Awards, um, do you want to jump into some trailers?
Yeah, let's dive on into some trailers because we got a few this week.
Should we jump in like a frog? Um, all right. Turning Red, the latest Pixar film. Okay, every good thing I said about the first teaser, I take back.
Mm,
I was not a fan of this
yeah,
trailer.
neither was I. It was people have compared it to Teen Wolf, which Teen Wolf
Oh
is not
god,
a good
yeah.
movie. So
Oh no.
why are we remaking Teen Wolf? Um, all the children are annoying in this. Like I don't think I'm gonna like a single one of the children. They it just looks a bit silly, you know.
Yeah, this looks like really weak Pixar.
It does. It looks very Disney.
Yeah.
Um, which Disney know how to make films. They don't always make good films. They tend to make successful movies.
Well, so does
Um,
Michael Bay, so that's like not that
yeah.
high of a compliment.
But so I've no doubt this film might be successful with like children and families, but it was not. I thought from the first trailer, her turning into a monster was symbolic of whatever anxiety or whatever that kind of
Anxiety.
stuff.
Yeah.
But no, that is completely no. Their family are just related to red pandas.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like
total sense. Yeah,
they could have.
not a fan.
This was giving me like major Inside Out vibes. I thought that there's gonna be a bunch of symbolism in tackling mental health, and no, like she's just we're gonna sell panda toys.
Yes,
Oh, okay. So
I
then
mean
why
the
was the
panda
first
looks
trailer?
cute and fluffy, but
But like,
it's
why was
not
the
the
first
it's not
trailer?
the embodiment of anxiety I want out of a cute cuddly bear.
Yeah, like also like why did the first trailer like paint it out like it was a film about anxiety?
I
Like,
don't know.
yeah. no, this does not look very good. I could easily see this being one of Pixar's worst films.
Yeah.
Um, as far as Oscars, it's like it still has to be there for animated feature, but I think this just solidifies that Lightyear and Spider Verse 2 are the two front runners for next year.
Mm. Yeah, I definitely would agree with that. Lightyear looked a lot better. I really enjoyed the
Yeah,
Lightyear trailer.
yeah,
But yeah, it did look a lot better. I'm just looking up. Did Good Dinosaur get nominated for Best Animated Feature? Because I know Soul and Onward both got nominated,
yeah,
and because this is only the third time Pixar will have two films released in the same year. So
yeah,
2020, Soul and Onward both got nominated. If The Good Dinosaur didn't get nominated, maybe this is a sign that they don't feel the need to nominate two Pixar films in the category. In which case, if this is bad, it may not get nominated, which feels weird to say for a Pixar film, but you know.
yeah, yeah, for sure. Um, let's see. It looks like it was not nominated.
No, it was not. So there.
Yeah. It yeah, I think that Lightyear, like I said, Lightyear and Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse looks very strong. Other than that, I don't know what happens for animated feature next year. I think like just arbitrarily it has to be here just due to the lack of
Hmm.
animated films we know about thus far. Um but I could very easily see this dropping off. It does not look good. Just like we saw Raya drop off with the
Yeah,
two Disney films this year. Just
and
Raya was
especially coming out at
great.
the same time as Raya, coming out
Yeah,
March. So
yeah, yeah. Very early. I can't wait for our because Oscars are in March. I can't wait for our April incredibly early predictions.
yes, yeah, that should be fun.
And those will be a thing. Um, but yeah, all right. Nightmare Alley. On the contrary,
Mm,
this
yeah,
looks great.
yeah. It chooses to focus very heavily on Bradley Cooper and Kate Blanchett. I don't recall seeing any of Defoe or Tony Collette. They may have been in a shot, but they definitely
Yeah, I think they're just
weren't really.
easily.
Yeah, they weren't in the trailer. Nor was really Rooney Mara. And I have heard, are they doing her for lead?
Uh, I can't remember. I believe Blanchett was. I'll check. Keep talking.
Yeah, because I think what happened was they're going for Rooney Mara for lead and Kate Blanchett for supporting. I may be wrong about that, but that is not what this trailer was giving me.
Yeah,
I still don't really know what this movie is about, which I love. I don't really want to know what the movie is about. I know it's about Bradley Cooper can read minds or something, and they go to a carnival, but I don't know. I don't really know anything about it. The production design and cinematography are still looking great. I love the sort of dark green and gold aesthetic. I just think those colors work very well together. So it's very visually pleasing to look at trailer. And yeah, I think this will be a very good movie. I don't think
cinematography
this.
looks gorgeous. Like the
Yeah.
cinematography looks really gorgeous. Yeah, as the Oscar expert very enthusiastically informed us, Rooney Mara is lead and Kate
Okay.
Blanchett supporting.
Yes.
So okay, we have not. So we talked about like Bradley Cooper for actor, who I think that he's honestly the biggest contender for Garfield over DiCaprio. I think it's Garfield and Cooper are like the top two vying for that spot. But like, I mean, we talk about like Nightmare Alley and all the technicals. Score is a possibility. Maybe it's being replaced by Don't Look Up, and like,
Mm.
but like cinematography, editing, production design, costumes, makeup, like all that stuff. We're saying, yeah, that could happen, right? Sound as well. Should we be talking about these actors? Because like, is Bradley Cooper just in? Is Kate Blanchett just into supporting? Because neither of us even had her on like honorable mentions or anything.
No. So that's because I think what what the trailers have been showing us is her as a pretty integral part of the movie. So people wouldn't be remiss for thinking she was the lead. But I think if she gets a lot to do, yes, as
Yeah,
she is Kate Blanchett, she has a lot to do. If she's in a good film, like we hope Nightmare Alley will be, I don't see any reason why she wouldn't be in
yeah. Like I
the
know
couple.
I feel like everybody, including us, has kind of been like ignoring the actors in this, but like Willem Dafoe for supporting. I
Hmm?
know he isn't in that movie for that much, but like he's Willem Dafoe. Like
Yes.
this could very easily happen. I mean, Bradley Cooper might just be a lock for lead. I mean, I don't think Rooney Mara gets in just because of how strong lead actress is this year, but like she has to be considered. Like this movie needs to be considered for SAG ensemble. Like I don't know. I feel like everybody's kind of forgetting about the actors in this film
Hmm.
aside from Bradley Cooper. I kind of I'm debating on whether or not I should watch the 1947 version before I watch this. The original version.
I did
The
not know that existed, but
Yeah.
yeah.
So it's a remake of a 1947 film,
Okay.
which was adapted from a book. So it's a remake of an
Hmm.
adaptation. Um, but yeah, it's on the Criterion Collection. Um, it's supposed to be good. Um, so yeah, I kind of want to watch it, but I've not completely convinced myself.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, no, this trailer looked absolutely amazing. I'm so excited for this movie.
Hmm.
Again, like this is another one like Licorice Pizza. Like we haven't been seeing a lot of reactions here, but like this could get amazing reviews too. Like
Yeah.
I don't see Belfast riding this momentum. I don't see it making it all the way through.
That
I'm
could
still,
well be.
huh?
Yeah. It could be that again, like it was 2019, that we didn't know if it would be 1917 or Parasite. That it could be a very, very close race. And it could
Yeah,
be come Oscar time when it when we decided. And we still,
yeah,
that's what I would love to see. I'd love to see three contenders, maybe four even,
yeah,
really vying it out so that on Oscar night it's a shock. Because yes, I did love the fact that Nomadland won. I do
yeah.
think it is a brilliant, brilliant film, but
We
we,
already
we
know.
knew we knew it was happening. So I would like to see a bit more competition.
But we did
And
have a shock at the end. We did have a shock at the end of the
yes,
night.
we did have a shock at the end of the night, which was good. But it's best picture. That is the award that
Yeah,
you really want to see competition
yeah.
like this. And if Belfast, Nightmare Alley, Licorice Pizza, don't look up if it's good.
Maybe, maybe.
Maybe, and then so that could be four right there.
The power of
So
the
yeah,
dog could build momentum.
power of the book, it could build up momentum. Yeah, so there's a lot that could happen. Come with good
Yeah.
times, and yeah, the precursors this year will be very interesting for sure.
Yeah, it's gonna be. This is gonna like this could be like one of the craziest award seasons like in the last while. Like I
Mm,
mean, like I know 2019 was pretty insane, but like this could be right up there with 2019, if not more insane. Like
yeah,
I'm glad we picked this year to start this podcast
yeah,
because this
not last
could
year.
be
That's what you're saying. Yeah, Nomadland.
yeah, yeah. It would have been pretty boring. Um, but yeah, this is going to be an insane award ceremony. All right, last topic of the day: the trailer for Jockey, aka the remake of Chloe Zhao's The Writer. It looks very similar. It looks like just The Writer. But Clifton Collins Jr. looks good. I just there was hype on him for actor. I don't see it happening anymore.
No. Yeah, no. I mean, the trailer does focus on him exclusively, almost. He is
Yeah,
probably in every shot of the trailer, so I assume
yeah,
he is a big part of the film. I assume he is very good. But yeah, no. With you've got the four, and then you've got Leo, Bradley Cooper, Andrew Garfield. There's not going to be one that's going to slip in. It's going to be one of those three.
yeah, yeah. I like especially the fact that like Gotham's didn't happen for this. Like he would
Mm,
need to like win the indie spirit and somehow like win SAG or something like that. Which I think is SAG is like the only other place that like could potentially nominate him or like
mm,
Critics' Choice. Like he needs to win indie spirit plus like a major precursor to even have me consider him getting nominated.
yeah,
So, which I don't see happening. But I mean, the
no,
movie looks good. Like I'm very excited to see the film. Um,
yeah, it did look
it
good. To be fair.
it looks very Zhaoist,
Yes,
which you know how much I love Chloe Zhao. So
yeah,
I'm excited for it. But yeah, Oscars aren't happening for this movie. I
no,
mean, like even like the cinematography looks great, but like
mm,
it's one thing would be actor, and like a miracle would need to happen in the precursors for this to be considered.
yeah, yeah. So it's not going to happen, but it still is probably going to be a good film.
Oh yeah, no, I'm very very excited for it. But I think that is all we have to talk about.
That is all. That is the show.
That is the show, as they say. We will have Gotham predictions and picks later this week. We've both been watching up on some Gotham Awards films,
We
so
have.
that's very exciting.
I'd
Um,
say one of us more than the other.
well, yeah,
Um,
I,
you know,
you know
I live in
how
Britain. Film release schedules are weird.
well, that's also very fair. Especially with like smaller releases, it feels like
Yeah.
for you they take forever.
Yes, they do. Yeah.
So not much you can do about that. But
No, I'm watching what I can. Watching what I can.
yeah. Seems like you've been liking it. Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
so glad you loved Pig.
Oh,
I'm
loved
so
it.
glad you loved Pig.
Brilliant film. Yeah.
It's
Did what like Ratatouille made me love food. I thought no one's been making that comparison between Ratatouille and Pig, but I think it deserves it. They are both films that really respect food.
it's an insane comparison, but like yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
Thomas. Okay, can I m- can I force you to make that video essay?
maybe. Maybe.
Look on look out on Thomas's channel for him to maybe make a video
Maybe.
essay on one. Pig is Ratatouille. Pig is
Yeah.
like Ratatouille.
Yeah. They both got an animal in their title. The
Yeah, a
comparisons are
three-letter
endless.
animal, pig, rat.
Yes. Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
would
It
you?
both
How
goes
do you feel?
consonant and vowel consonant. They're basically the
Well,
same word.
it is the same word. I mean, let's be completely honest here. How does chef go in there for like food movies?
I have not seen Chef. Maybe I'll watch
Ooh.
Shan and see compare the best food movies.
Yeah, I'm excited to see. I think it's available to stream now. Boiling Point, a British film, got nominated for a bunch of BIFAs, and it's like a one take film about like the anxieties of like a kitchen of a restaurant before like a
Oh,
fancy restaurant before having like a big guest come.
mm,
It looks very good.
I'm sure. I'm sure.
Food movies. All right,
Yes.
I'm gonna go eat now. Uh, well, thank you everybody so much for listening. But yeah, Gotham picks and predictions later in the week, um, and then just like we'll do this again and keep doing this. But thank you everybody for watching. If you would like to like the video or comment your thoughts or subscribe.
You sound so natural doing that.
I am. This is so natural. This is YouTube voice. Uh,
Yeah.
I don't know. It's weird asking people like, please do this. Like it's just like whatever. If you like it, you can. If you don't, it's not my problem.
Yeah.
Um,
I mean, if they didn't like it, they wouldn't still be watching now. So
that's very true. So assuming you've liked it,
yes.
you can do whatever you feel is necessary to put our thoughts, I guess, out to more people. Yeah, should probably just wrap up the show. See you guys next week. Goodbye.